But first, we want to talk about Hextech chests.
2025 was filled with promise for League of Legends, a new seasonal structure with in-game changes, new champions and new season pass, but ultimately Riot have underdelivered and they've made decision after decision that is destroying their reputation, and I think we should talk about it. Firstly, the Gacha. Riot have introduced this new Gacha which requires 80 pulls to be guaranteed the skin, making each skin worth $250, and the season hasn't been out for 3 months yet and we're already on to our third skin with our fourth skin announced. So if you wanted these 3 skins, you'd be looking at around $750 unless you were lucky enough to pull one of them, but I can't see you pulling it for the 80, which is a crazy amount of money, and we all know that Gacha doesn't improve video games, it doesn't improve anything. Gacha is just low-key gambling. We all know it's there for monetary gain. I think although we don't like it and we don't want it there, if that was the only thing, it would have been acceptable. I think we could have moved past it. Yes, they can target the whales, which isn't the end of the world. If people are going to spend a lot of money on video games, then give them the opportunity to spend a lot of money on video games. But when it starts infecting everybody is when you really start to see the intent behind the decisions made, and this is the problem with Riot. It's all about the money. That's all it comes down to. And this drama has revolved around the removal of Hextech chests. Originally, you would earn free Hextech chests for playing the game. The more you played, the more you earn. It allowed players to unlock a few free champions, earn a couple of skins. Nothing crazy. Now, I haven't been playing League for that long, and I will say when I started, those Hextech chests really encouraged me to try out different champions. And yes, I did get about 20-25 skins for free in maybe 3 months, but it encouraged me to test out other champions and also keep playing the game. And I think that's what Riot doesn't really realize, is that they are going to be losing new players because there just isn't the variation now. So gamers have been pretty outraged by this, and rightly so, because even people who are spending money on the game, they still like to be given those free Hextech chests, and it doesn't even stop them spending money on skins. And free-to-play games should be offering something inside of it because it keeps people playing, and eventually they will then spend money eventually. That is the whole point. But so Riot doubled down. So despite the backlash, they made a few changes because they really reduced the amount of blue essence you could get. They've backtracked on that, but when it came to Hextech chests, they are firmly saying they aren't coming back. Nobody is getting those free skins anymore unless it's in the season pass and we say so. And I think this line from their video of them trying to justify it sums up their opinion.
And that's where free Hextech chests come in. When we initially added them, we wanted to offer additional reward for time spent, using something we knew many of you really cared about earning: skins.
Yes, there was a time when they wanted to reward players for playing, but now they don't. Now they don't. Now they don't want to reward you, they just want to milk you, they just want to take the money of everybody playing the game at every opportunity. And the justification for funding all these things, the amount of money League of Legends makes is insane. There's a real disparity here because they don't do an excessive amount of work on League to maintain it, not considering they make hundreds of millions, if not billions, every single year. So it's not aligned. And using it like, oh yeah, you know, we spent so much money on Arcane didn't benefit the players. Like, it was a good thing to consume and it's a good show and it was about bringing in new players, but you shouldn't be like, oh, we're going to remove free things, we're going to make you spend more in your free-to-play game that you've played for 10 years because we want to make another TV show. You're like, it just doesn't correlate at all. And the problem with trying to justify the removal of Hextech chests to make more money to spend on ventures like Worlds and TV shows is that they're basically trying to charge the core player base more money to not benefit them directly. I'm pretty sure you could ask every single player of League of Legends to say, would you rather have 10 free skins a year or another season of Arcane in 4 years? I'm pretty sure they just choose the skins because they benefit them every single day, but it's been taken away. It's a really weak justification because the game hasn't improved that much year on year to the point of where it actually makes you wonder what they spend their hundreds of millions every single year on and how they're struggling now. And then to top it all off, they then decided that they're going to triple down and they're going to remove the honor orbs and honor chests from people who have high honor. So they've basically made so there is no free chests or anything for any player. So the incentive for people to keep playing now is just because they enjoy the game and they love having a fair game in ranked. Right. Personally, I don't think this is a good idea, and I think it's shown real callous and basically just no appreciation for the hundreds of millions of players who play it every single month because they must be making so much money, and rather than try and bring in new players or anything like that, they just want to milk their current player base, which brings about all these questions about whether or not League's dying or not. I don't know if that's the case, but there is trends of these games that go on for years and years where when they reaching the end of their life cycle, they just try and take as much money as they can from players. I can't see League going anywhere unless some mega giant, a Marvel Rivals equivalent of League comes out, which would be great, because the problem is when there's no competition, that is when these sort of companies can really start to just take the piss and do whatever they want. And that is ultimately what Riot are doing here, because although there's Dota, League is League, right? League is the big boy, and there's not really any direct competition against it, really. So they can just do what they want. I think company heads, CEOs, etc. don't really understand that if you make a free-to-play game, how you make money is you make the game so good, you support it so well, and you give out free content because people will spend money in the long term, and they will spend more over 5 years than they're going to spend in that 1 year. Riot are facing losing money from this. I don't think the players who are playing every day are going to be going anywhere, but I think there may be a boycott of purchasing things within Riot. It just shows they have no respect for the players playing the game that they love, and all they want is to take money from them. Because let's even be honest, I've got the set skin, the exalted skin. It's not worth what it is, and it's very similar to some of the ultimate skins. I just love when companies try and justify putting prices up, and it's all just like, oh, it's just support, blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's because you just want to make more money. You just want to have higher profits. That's what it is through and through. And you've seen how successful gachas are on mobile games, and you've trialed it on Wild Rift, and now you want to force it into League. Not for the players, just to make more money, because apparently 500, 600 million a year isn't enough money. This is a problem with gaming generally now, is just there's so much money in it that the people running the companies of the games that everybody loves are only bothered about one thing, and that's the dollar bills. And they will ruin games, they will destroy player bases just to make a little bit more money over the next couple of years, and then they'll leave and go somewhere else. It's not great. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Are you boycotting? Let me know.